It's a splendid night in Iowa City. It's a beautiful night of September 2015, and I am sharing this first episode of our new school year of education exchange with two good friends, Anne Browning, the principal of Tate High School, and Christina Brown, the guidance counselor of Tate High School, the school of choice. Yes. And the school that has a very special place in my heart personally, as it is in your hearts. We are really excited about the fact that you opened the whole work of the year. So that's thanks to the administration, of course, for scheduling you as the first school. And I think the hidden message here is that this is school of the future too. And from here, I would like to welcome you and welcome our viewers who are waiting to hear from you the new advances and the new progress of this wonderful school.
Great.
Anne Brown, now you have the floor.
Okay.
And you can start. If I say Anne Brown or Christina Browning.
Happens every day.
Yeah, so please give our audience and viewer here background of your approach to education.
Okay.
And during our meeting, our production meeting, you explained to me that Tate has a special core.
Yes.
And I was like a little bit taken surprised because I myself part of a camp or campaign that's not very much into the Common Core. Mm-hmm. And when you said core, and I said, oh, that's a big change. It means testing and more testing and more money to corporations and all that. But then you explained to me that your core is CORR.
Yes.
And go ahead.
Okay, great. Well, thank you so much for this opportunity. So our core stands for caring, ownership, respect, and responsibility. And that's what we reinforce with the students every day. This is Christina and I's 4th year at Tate High School. And each year we've seen some great improvements to what we're offering. But I would, in a minute, I want to show this a PowerPoint just because I want to share with our audience. There is a lot of deception about what is Tate High School and who are the students that we serve. So if we could look at this PowerPoint real quick, I wanted just to point out some of the demographics that we have and some of the students that we're serving. Our mission at Tate is to maximize every student's academic potential and personal responsibility. And as we'll show, we do that through 2 platforms using PBIS and another acronym, I'm sorry, MTSS, Multiple Tiers of Student Supports. And our goals are to improve the student's academic achievement and to personalize the education experience for every student. And but our student body, I think a lot of people mistake it and think that we're a school just for children with behavior disabilities, and that's not it at all. We're serving now 130 students throughout the day, and we do have some teen parents, both male and female. We have fathers and mothers that go there that just need the flexibility in their scheduling and a little additional support. We also serve a lot of students that have mental health needs like anxiety and depression, ADHD, and again, that just takes a different type of day. That's where we try and personalize their education and help them get through the day. And we have lots of supports, which we'll get to. We have struggling learners with failing grades, lack of motivation, or they just can't keep up with the curriculum at City and West. Sometimes they get to be like mini universities and lots of homework at night. And then we also have some issues with substance abuse, but sometimes that's them self-medicating. There are issues that are undiagnosed, anxiety, depression. And again, we, as you'll see later in the program, that we offer lots of supports. And then we have the traditional alternative student who just learns in a different way and maybe just didn't connect with the bigger schools. And we have internships out in the community. We have the Regional Alternative Center. We have some really creative ways to earn credits. So that's another type of student that we serve. And then we do have students with behavioral concerns. They've gotten in fights. Maybe they've made some bad choices regarding drugs and they need JCO, juvenile court officer involvement, or maybe attendance issues. But as you'll see, we have many programs to help support each of those students. So at Tate, we offer, we have the best practices in alternative education, which you'll see includes a clear mission and a vision, which we have, we explicitly teach to all the students as they enter Tate High School. We have a low ratio of students to teachers. We have a highly structured school and classroom. We're positive, much rather than punitive, in behavior management. We are constantly looking for the good in each of these students. We have, I can't say enough about our caring faculty and our continual staff development. They're always learning. We have a strong sense of community and belonging fostered by that. We are the Tate Warriors. The students are, they feel like they are overcoming their issues every day. They act like little warriors just getting to school. And that theme really helps them. They're like, you're right, I am a warrior. So we have a lot of help. We attempt to help the students change negative behavior patterns. We do lots of conflict resolution. You know, we don't send students home. We work with their issues and try and replace those with some strategies. And then, like I said earlier, we have a flexible school schedule and family and community involvement. One more thing before I switch over to something different, Hani, is I wanted to tell you about this. This is our two foundational platforms that we're doing, and this is the change that you're seeing at Tate. I'll explain a little bit about our MTSS, and again, that's multi-tiers of systems or student supports. And then Christina Brown, our guidance counselor, will explain a little bit about PBIS and all that we're doing for those two. But those are really the foundation of what we do at Tate. So if I could maybe just direct over to this graphic that we've developed. We consider each student, perfect, as we look at our staff, look at each student as almost a stool, well-balanced, with 4 legs. And the Tate staff is the floor. We support the student, so they're well-balanced. Now, some students may, if you'll see the 4 legs, are academics, attendance issues, mental health, or behavior. And behind that, we have an initiative or some type of structure to help. So when it comes to academics, we help through our MTSS. When it comes to attendance, we try and each advisor or each student has an advisor. Only about 15, it's one teacher to 15 students, and we try and make school a welcoming place where they want to be and they can get help from that one advisor. That one advisor also checks in on their behavior, their academics, and their attendance and report it to the office if any of that's slipping. We also have a student advisory center which really helps with mental health needs. We have a student family advocate who's in there, and if the students, any needs they have, bus passes, they need supports in the community, they know that they can go in the student advisory center and get that type of help. And also, lastly, with our SAC, it's a very popular place, we help with our behavior. If any student is just having a tough day and not doing so well, they can go down the student advisory center, the SAC, and get help from our SAC coordinator there and help with conflict resolution, try and find out what's going on. So we have a way to support them. Not every student needs support on every leg. Sometimes it's just they need support with academics. And some go hand in hand. If they have some mental health issues, they might have some attendance issues. So we look at each area and decide how can we best support this student. And then we've developed along the academics then, if we look at the leg, we can see that under academics, every student gets this type of help. We assess each student, we explicitly teach them what we expect, We give them assessments to help, and then based on their assessments, we can assign them certain classes, and that's how we just begin. We have all these tiered 1 supports. If that doesn't work, we go to tier 2, and if that doesn't help, we even go down to tier 3. But a lot of these interventions take 6 to 8 weeks, and we find that with just a little tweaking of some issues, once we've identified the area that they need support on, we can do that.
It's extremely impressive that you selected the title or the motto as a school of choice, because that, as a matter of fact, it repels a lot of the misunderstanding and stereotype about the students and their performance and so forth, and it focuses more on the negativity. And you explained to me when we were preparing this show that you intended from the first day that you took over the helm or the leadership of the school that you focus on the positives.
Yes.
And how do you do that? How do you focus on the positives?
Well, we have PBIS, which I'll let Christina explain. We do a lot, and our staff is very dedicated.
To Christina now.
Okay. We do positive behavioral intervention supports, which is PBIS, and we started that establishing a safe, respectful, nurturing environment for all students and staff. I'm sorry. We want to teach our students the personal responsibility and traits, so our core, caring, ownership, respect, responsibility in all areas. What do we expect of you in the cafeteria? What do we expect of you in the hallway? What do we expect of you in the classrooms? We want to teach them the expectations so that they know, not just guess that they know offhand without us teaching them. We established, as part of our PBIS supports, SAC, SST meetings, action plans, and mainly it's recognizing our students for excellence and positive choices. Sometimes students will even come into the SAC or the office and say, you know, I did that. And we say, thank you for taking ownership. Now let's move on. What's the next step? What's a different coping skill you can use to not do that in the future? So we kind of have incorporated the core values in all areas of our speaking with students, of discussing, you know, behavior concerns, attendance concerns. How do you have personal responsibility for attending school on time? How do you get to show caring to your fellow classmates? And partly what we do for teaching them is prompt them, redirect, reteach, provide choice, and then we have conferences with them if they keep having these behaviors. I am so sorry.
No problem.
The goal of positive behavior support is not to have a perfect child, but rather to create a perfect environment for enhancing their growth.
Well, so Christina is very, I mean, it's beyond the regular or expected guidance counselor. It involves psychology and social work, right? It's a lot. Do you still have psychologists coming from Grantwood to visit and give advice and all that?
We do. They're on our team, our Grantwood AEA team. However, we also have several counselors that come. Four Oaks, Four Oaks comes once a week to work with students.
Can you tell our viewers what Four Oaks?
Yes, Four Oaks offers counseling services for our students in need who have signed up to receive counseling. And we also have Prelude, which was formerly Mecca, for any kind of substance abuse counseling. And then besides Christina and our student family advocate, so lots of supports throughout the day to help them get through.
Is that arranged, the Mecca, is it organized through United Action or separate?
And that's even separate, and that's one more support that we have. United Action for Youth are very involved with our Tate students and offer some great programming for us.
Maybe after school too?
Yeah, after school for sure, and then during school a parenting class. And then lots of our students do live on their own, and they sign up for their transitional living program for them.
And I think too, part of our PBIS is that positive toolbox that we have. Each teacher has it. They work with their advisory students. They get a golden ticket on Friday that allows them to have 10 tickets to our PBIS store. We have positive office referrals that the teachers write out positive things that they've seen the students doing for caring, ownership, respect, or responsibility. And they get to pick out some prizes like front of the lunch line or ordering out for lunch. And they loved getting those. We also have positive postcards that we send home to show that we want to present good news to the parents, that we're not just always calling for, bad news. So I think a lot of parents have appreciated those positive interactions. They also have free lunch tickets, if they have no unexcused absences and tardy. So we put a whole system in place to try to reward the students that are doing what they need to do to get the extra rewards, but also to try to help students learn what our expectations are.
A little bit more on the positives, and then I could get to more of the academic initiatives, but it's really neat to see every time the teacher gives a ticket for a student doing something with the core, caring, ownership, respect, responsibility, they give explicit feedback. And they say, I really like how respectful you are today. And so they know, and they're getting that feedback. And then the students get to go to the PBIS and spend those tickets. However, really neat, the positive office referrals, they just hear their name called over the loudspeaker, and then they come down to the office, and they're like, I got a positive office referral, and then we give them a copy of what the teacher wrote about them, and
really
so they can keep, and they really enjoy that. And a lot of the teachers like it because they go back and they say, thank you for saying those positive things about me and writing up this report. So
they keep something like portfolio with the achievements and documentation and records and all that, right?
Yeah. Tate High School, every trimester we take about 20 to 30 new students. So this is continual. We are constantly explicitly teaching new students and giving orientation to new students. But at the end of each trimester, we end with an awards assembly, and we ask our current Tate Warriors to continue to be the role models that they are, and so when the new students come in, to be supportive of them as well and be role models. And a lot of the students, this is the first time they've been able to stand out and get, they get classroom honors, classroom excellence. Those are based on their grade point. We pick out the way of the warrior, anyone who showed a winner for whoever showed the most caring, the most ownership, most respect, most responsibility. And what am I missing? No. Are those the awards that we give out at the end of each trimester?
And I have noticed when I came to visit you that you are a little bit crowded.
Yes.
I mean, one of the main advantage of alternative education in general is small class size and the ability of teacher to perform or practice one-on-one individualized instruction and so on. How do you face this problem now? And I would like to know if you get some support from the administration when it comes to this. Is there any plan to, I know that with the new election of the board, at least for the 4 people that were elected, 5 people that were elected, they all, I was running a forum with them and a question and the answer, and I asked them straightforward, do you support alternative education? And all of them agreed unanimously that they support alternative education. So do you, are you looking forward maybe for more space or something?
That would be great. We are currently serving 130 students during the day and about 40 during our Phoenix program at night. We're very creative with what we're doing. I am supported by the administration for the staffing, but there's just a point where our building is just so small we can't grow, and there is such a need for it. You talked a little bit about our academics and what we're doing. We're doing a lot of blended learning where we have a lot of individualized, computerized programs, yet they're also within the classroom where you get some whole group instruction, and then you can move to stations, you get small group instruction, and then they can work on their individual skills on their, with the computer and practice on that. And so as far as being supported with their academic needs, yes, I'm hoping that we can get on the, maybe the facilities, you know.
How about your connection with the regional center?
We are definitely, they are part of the rotation. The bus comes and picks up several students in the morning,
Tell
takes
our
them out
audience
for afternoon.
what's a regional center. We have a couple of minutes. to
Sure,
explain
sure.
this, yeah.
The regional center is out on Oakdale Boulevard. It's the partnership between Kirkwood Community College and the University of Iowa. And Christina, I think we have about 7 students currently.
Yes.
That
Some
are
in the morning,
yep,
some in the afternoon.
taking
Yep.
academy courses out there in graphic design. What are a few of the others?
Education Academy, Computer Science Academy. We have one student, Criminal Justice Academy.
Yeah, and this is the choices that they're talking about. Do you want to take Kirkwood Community College classes? We are doing more internships. We have students that are going to Mark Twain Elementary in their child development class or next door at La Petite. Lots of new creative things. We have Warrior Work Time, which is a half hour during lunch where students go and meet with their teachers to get one-on-one and small group supports. And then one of the newest initiatives we have is a seminar on Thursdays. It's a half hour and it's based on the assessments, and that's just skill development. That's not helping with their grades or their assignments. It's based on their assessment needs. And then we also offered the Project Lead the Way class, so we're proud to finally have one of those in computer programming. So we are offering lots of choices for the students. Hopefully we're living up to the name of the school of choice. And I think that we're getting a lot of more kids that are saying, I'd like to go to Tate. I want that smaller environment. And I think the thing that makes us the most proud is that during orientation, we have the students write an essay about being a warrior and their journey to Tate High School. And we find that a lot of them said, I was afraid to come here, but I love this school. And I'm really glad I'm here. So we feel good about that.
Yeah, I felt that when I visited your kids. I was very happy to be there. And it's such a peaceful atmosphere that when you hear about alternative education, you think conflicts and struggle and all that and fights. But it was very peaceful and very beautiful.
Thanks.
And the only thing I wish is that you get more support from the community too. Now you assured me that you have support from the administration. We are looking forward to have support from the Board of Education, the new Board of Education.
That would be great.
And when you explained to me your curriculum, you said it's either teacher taught or based, and the other one is online. The third one is community based.
Right.
So we need this corporations here and the business to welcome our kids there and offer them help.
Right.
In addition to encourage them to think about their future and career.
Right.
And you have a very devoted team of teachers.
We do.
I think we don't need more proof to our audience. We have Christina who didn't feel very well, but she was determined to come today and talk to the audience and explain her role. And this just an example of how your team can be always a very giving and devoted team.
Yes, they are. Thanks.
And I think you have new teachers too.
We do. We have 4 new teachers. Deisha Kale is teaching Project Lead the Way, Algebra 1 and 2, and Geometry. And she's been a great addition.
And you have more diverse staff too.
Yes.
And that's good.
And Jody Gibson is teaching Government, Economics, and Geography. Alicia Dawfelt is our special education teacher. And Annie Koatar is teaching English. So they've been a great addition.
Do you accept visitors if we invite our audience to come sometime and visit you?
Yes, we do. Check into the office and come join us.
Well, we are so pleased to have you tonight, and I can't thank you enough. And thanks to our team here. Mike Peterson left his director chair to be our cameraman today. And of course, our godfather,
Yes,
Mr. John Karhoff. Yeah. the legendary guy there. That's his 22nd year, by
Wow.
the way,
Wow.
on
Wow.
this show.
Wow.
And he's determined to continue. And of course, Public Access TV, who is always treating us as part of the family. And for this, I would like to give them credit
Yes.
for helping us and helping our education system in this city. Thank you very much indeed.
Thanks, honey.
And for our audience, have a very good night and enjoy the beautiful September of Iowa City.
Great. Thanks, honey.
Thank you.